Hi subscribers, hi viewers. I just want to discuss the topic of why war is big business and why some countries won't even promote peace, instead promoting politics and military aid. We've seen a lot of countries, instead of getting humanitarian aid, they will get what we call military aid in terms of arms, in terms of weapons, and mostly those weapons, they don't come as just in aid. The aid word I caught is just a term used to cover for the loans. Those are military loans, aid loans. So what happens in most cases is to promote a conflict. It's either a civil conflict in a country, such as Yemen, such as Iraq, such as Syria, Libya. We talk about even the sub-Sahara region in Africa. We're talking about Mali, Chad. You see, those countries, what happens is foreign forces, I'm not going to say no names, I'm going to mention them later on, they like to destabilize a country or a region. So when there's a conflict, they sponsor the arms. It's either to both parties or to the party which is more likely to win. Right? They do this through military intelligence. So when they sponsor the parties, and whichever party wins, it's more likely to be some political party or some warlord that will win, take over, and rule the country. So whenever this happens, what they do is, because they've done a favor for the individual, they would have done a favor for the individual, it comes back as, no, actually not comes back, that individual has to offer what you call is payback. Payback is if a country has got natural resources, he has to pay those. It's either oil, minerals, and other natural resources that they have to pay. It's less likely to be cash, because cash can continue to be offered as loans through the institutions such as the World Bank and other institutions, right? So, oh, sorry, I had to stop there. I saw a beautiful lady looking at me. So anyway, this is the tip between me and you, my viewers. So anyway, now the hours where the payback comes, you can pay back. It's either in oil, in natural resources, and other things such as government favors and foreign control. In foreign control, I hope you understand exactly how the oil payback is. You offer your oil maybe at a very, very discounted prices, or you just pay back as in oil for more weapons, or what other resources you have. It can be coal, it can be platinum, it could be gold, it could be other things, really, diamonds. But diamonds were done by lots of warlords, and those are done by to pay such as mercenaries, not governments. So when paying, you get more arms to enable you to fight your enemies and stay in power. Right? As long as you're in power, whatever government policy you pass and whatever government idea you have, it has to be authorized. No matter how much of a brutal dictator you are, if you have been put in power by these forces, such as the former colonizers, I want to name just a few countries here, such as the US, France, Portugal, the British government, the United Kingdom. I will say the British government because it's quite complicated. So what happens is they've been involved in what they call is a regime change. Call this word regime change, where they'll go into a country and say the president is not fit enough to rule this country, even when it's proven that that president is a dictator or is not a good leader. They will still support him. Nothing will be done, and you'll be offered more weapons, more arms to brutalize the civil society, to brutalize his country. Now let's go back to why war is big business, and which countries are the biggest arms suppliers in the world right now, and which countries are involved in most of the world conflicts right now. Let's look, for instance, the United States. The US is the biggest arms trader and arms exporter in the world. No wonder why you can find their fingerprints in each and every conflict right now in the world. Right? Those arms that they use to fight other countries, they will sell them to them. So most of the conflicts that they're doing, the fights that they're doing, is just to showcase the superiority or the capabilities of their weapons. Then they'll find the buyers. And we still got some other players, really, other than those that I've mentioned. We got Turkey, we got Russia, and we got China. Right? And it seems like to be a global dominant country, you have to be a big military spender, 1, 2, you have to be a big military donor, and 3, you have to be involved in conflicts. But there's countries that are really not involved, or they choose not to do it directly, they do it indirectly. But we can say mainly the Chinese, sorry, I'm not saying the Chinese, the Americans and other NATO countries, they choose to do it directly. They choose to fight their wars directly, and they choose to promote conflicts, and which is sad, really, because what we are seeing now is what we call military aid surpasses what you call humanitarian aid. What a country will spend in arming and providing weapons to another country will be less than the financial aid that they'll give to rebuild that country. So the less stable the world is, the more money is being made, and the more the big military superpowers like it. I will talk about the case of destabilizing regions, really. Central Africa is very unstable at the moment. I'm not saying Central, which is West Coast. Central Africa is a little bit unstable. And we got countries that have been fighting for years now. The Middle East is unstable at the moment. When we're talking about the Middle East, we're talking about countries such as Syria, Iraq. Those are just few of the countries. Look at Yemen at the moment. Now I've got a question. I've got a question that I want our subscribers to check out and really understand. Is, do you think what do you think the world will look like if there was no arms trade, if there was no what you call military aid, what do you think the world will look like? And just to spoiler alert, just to say, some will say the world will be a peaceful place, and of which I do agree with that. And some will come back and say, yeah, we'll have dictators, people stay in power, brutalize their civilians and everything. And which I think really that one is wrong, because what will happen is those brutal leaders won't have enough arms to brutalize their fellow countrymen long term. They will do it short term, because they won't get weapons to keep on fighting those wars, or to keep on inflicting pain on innocent civilians. So I thought I should just discuss why war is big business, and in the future we're going to look at countries that supply or that sell weapons, that sell arms. And the reason why I chose this topic today, it was after China warned the US to selling arms to Taiwan. That was yesterday. China warned the US to selling arms to Taiwan. Instead of stabilizing the situation, the US keeps on destabilizing every region of the world. And because war is big business to them, without bullets, without wars, without conflicts, there's no money being made for them. Thank you for watching. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment.